Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The Guardian asks, what did we learn from the first 3 episodes of Harry and Meghan? They write, very much a one-sided PR effort with no critical or dissenting voices about the couple's behavior or any tough questioning. Prince Harry said that the royal family was full of unconscious bias over race issues and was sometimes part of the problem rather than part of the solution over racism. Episode 1 featured many of Harry's negative experiences of the media growing up, recounting his experiences with his mother of press intrusion and the aftermath of her death when instead of being able to grieve, he was put on public display as part of the royal family. Meghan discussed the breakdown of her relationship with her father as her wedding to Harry approached, and the two discussed how they had to develop their relationship in secret to avoid the glare of the media. With so much to unpack over the next few days and with 3 more episodes coming out on Thursday, 2 items are grabbing the early news cycle. One is this perceived slight at Charles and William. In the words of Harry, I think for so many people in the family, especially obviously the men, there can be a temptation or an urge to marry someone who would fit the mold, as opposed to somebody who you perhaps are destined to be with. The difference between making decisions with your head or your heart. And my mum certainly made most of her decisions, if not all of them, from her heart, and I am my mother's son. Another sticking point that will likely anger Prince William, opines the Daily Mail, is Harry's decision to use a clip from their mother's BBC interview with Martin Bashir, which the Prince of Wales said should never be shown again after she was duped into taking part. Justifying the decision, Harry told his documentary, she felt compelled to talk about it, especially in that Panorama interview. I think we all know now that she was deceived into giving the interview, but at the same time she spoke the truth of her experience. ITV wrote about some takeaways from the first 3 episodes. In reference to his choice to marry Meghan, Harry said that for many people in the family there can be a temptation or urge to marry someone who would fit the mold as opposed to somebody who you are perhaps destined to be with. Episode 1. To this point, Harry added his mother, Princess Diana, made decisions with her heart and I am my mother's son. Episode 1. Harry has said members of the royal family asked why Meghan should be protected when they questioned newspaper headlines about her. Episode 2. Meghan said the media would find a way to destroy her, no matter how good she was. Episode 2. Meghan described the time around their engagement was an orchestrated reality show. She said their engagement interview was rehearsed. Episode 3. Harry said that he believed the media see his trauma as their story to control. He addressed the royal rota, which is a system where media are allocated slots to cover the members of the family. Episode 3. The Duke of Sussex said there is a huge level of unconscious bias in the royal family. He said, in this family sometimes you are part of the problem rather than part of the solution. There is a huge level of unconscious bias. Episode 3. We had a full recap of the first 3 episodes of the documentary in yesterday's bonus episode in this podcast feed. The Mirror looked at some of the items in the documentary that may be false. They write, Meghan didn't know who Prince Has was. False. When a mutual friend said that Prince Has was interested in her and dying to meet, Meghan said she replied, who's that? However, just minutes before in the same episode, Meghan and Harry are seen reacting to an old interview of hers from less than a year before they met. Harry and Meghan met on a blind date. False. In previous tellings of their first date, Harry said, it was a blind date for sure. The Mirror points out that they are now claiming they actually met through Instagram and had been admiring photos of each other before this blind date. Harry and Meghan had to get engaged in the UK. False. Harry claims he had to ask the late Queen for her approval to get down on one knee to Meghan, which happened while they were roasting a chicken. I wanted to do it earlier, but because I wanted to ask permission from my grandmother, I couldn't do it outside the UK, he says in the 3rd episode. I did pop a bottle of champagne while she was greasing the chicken, and that kind of slightly gave the game away, because she was like, you don't drink champagne, what's the occasion? I was like, I just have it around. I declare my consent to a contract of matrimony between my most dearly beloved grandson, Prince Henry Charles Albert David of Wales, and Rachel Meghan Markle, which consent I am causing to be signified under the Great Seal and to be entered in the books of the Privy Council, the letter from the Queen said. So that part of the story is definitely true, but it seems odd that Harry would be banned from doing it outside the UK. His brother and future King Prince William proposed to Princess Kate during a trip to South Africa. One more inaccuracy may come in the form of a card on a black screen which says, members of the royal family decline to comment on the content within this series. Royal editor Robert Jobson tweeted, "Palace sources confirm Buckingham Palace nor Kensington Palace nor any members of the royal family were approached for comment on the content of this series. Nor will we be making any further comment on this or any other aspect of it." Netflix claimed at the beginning of the series that they were. The Mirror's Russell Myers observed, "One thing that is sure to infuriate Prince William is Harry using the BBC Panorama footage featuring their mother that the Prince of Wales said should never be aired again." Omid Scobie, of course, loved the documentary. He tweeted, "Episodes 1 through 3, no trashing, no bombshells, just their experiences, many already well documented in their words, all pretty calm and collected. Great commentary about race and colonialism, and the section connecting Brexit to the couple's story would have made a great doc in itself." Piers Morgan tweeted, "It's amazing what people will do when they're offered a huge amount of money, hand over photographs to create a story." Prince Harry, who was paid £90 million by Netflix to hand over photos and create a story. "This is so funny." Royal expert Kinsey Schofield told The Express, "I can't believe they're putting this type of content out there. Once you open yourself up like this, there is no going back. Perception changes of you. You now seem more attainable. You are officially a Kardashian." The privacy-minded couple will appear on The Tonight Show next week. The official Twitter account for The Tonight Show tweeted, "Guess who's making their talk show debut next Thursday? We'll give you a hint," alongside a tiara and shirt and tie emoji. This led to some fun media jousting, with the Mirror writing, "It had been claimed she would be appearing on the New York-based talk show on December 7th, with Omid Scobie later writing, "Someone at NBC didn't get the memo," before suggesting Meghan had no intentions of being on the show. Despite an announcement via their various PR channels, Meghan isn't scheduled to appear on The Tonight Show. Well, Omid, she is now. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Royal expert Christopher Anderson weighed in on if Charles could start taking some titles away. "I absolutely think so. I think that a retribution could be in the offering. I think Harry will be invited to the coronation, and I think they will go in May, unless everything blows up in everyone's face and irreparable damage is done. But yeah, there are things that Charles is in a position to do." At the People's Choice Awards, Archetypes beat out the competition for Pop Podcast of 2022, beating out shows including Call Her Daddy and Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Page 6 reports Harry and Meghan are diving headfirst into their Archewell organization after its president, Mandani Dayani, stepped down in a mutually planned decision. In a statement, Harry and Meghan said, "Ms. Dayani has been an integral part of Archewell, and we are grateful for her passion, commitment, and leadership." The couple explained that they brought on Dayani during their parental leave to move the company its projects forward, and she continued to shape its vision and future successfully prior to her departure. Her transition was mutually planned, with intent for the Duke and Duchess to now take full lead on their company. There will be no replacement for this position, and Mr. Yanni is fully supportive of the Duke and Duchess in their new leadership roles, and they remain friends. Archewell's head of audio, Rebecca Sanyanas, has left after just over a year at the company. It is unclear if there will be a second season of Archetypes, although Archewell has reportedly hired a new head of audio. Of interest, in October, Sanyanas wrote on Instagram, "The podcast industry is severely undervaluing and undercrediting the incredibly talented and hardworking producers and sound engineers behind your favorite shows. There are fewer and fewer opportunities for creators, and it is stifling the industry creatively and financially." She then edited the post to add, "To be clear, this isn't about me or my current position. It's an observation of the state of podcasting as a whole." One highly placed industry source told Page 6, "I think they would be happy if their contracts with Netflix and Spotify went away, quite honestly. But the question is then, how else will they make money?" We'll have more on Harry and Meghan's documentary tomorrow. And there you have it. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. My thanks to John McDermott. I'm Mark Francis. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.